The world is changing. And the world is changing, why? So if you look at some of the context of why the world is changing, you'll see all of these sorts of things. You've heard about all this. Gen Y, Gen Z, you've heard about the VUCA world, social media, transparency. All of these things are changing the context in which we operate. The world's changing, the market's changing, customers are changing, and the way people want to be led is changing. And it's changing at a very, very high pace. And leadership is not keeping up with that pace. Let's look at two things that leadership should be good at. First of all, great leadership or good leadership should be able to build employee engagement, right? And second thing, great leadership should be able to build trust. But when you look at the global statistics for both employee engagement and trust, in reasonably recent surveys, you find there's a huge gap. So what's happening? Why aren't our leaders keeping up with the pace of change? Well, we believe that what's fundamentally happening over the last 20 years of leadership is it's moved from a very hierarchical model to a more collaborative model. And the pace of change in the market and with employees and with customers is outstripping the change of leadership style. So if you think about hierarchical leadership, you can see there that it's more about command and control, telling people what to do. There's one person at the top that controls everything. And the new model is about a more shared and networked environment where you're sharing power and you're sharing ideas and you're trying to create an environment where people are open to that. But that's not what happens. So in moving from this hierarchical model to the collaborative model, what we've noticed is that you hit this space in the middle called chaos. And whenever someone hits chaos, they think this is a bad thing, right? They go, wow, I'm hitting an unknown, I don't know what I'm going to do, it's chaotic, I haven't got the answers anymore, I don't know it all. And what tends to happen in those situations? So when you hit an unknown or chaos, what happens normally? What do you do?
Panic.
Panic, cool. So you hit panic. Then what do? So panic is what? It's fight-flight response, correct? So panic fires up, fight-flight. So it turns you into a reaction. And the reaction, the first reaction when you hit an unknown is to go back to what you know. Usually what happens in the first period of this change, there's quite a lot of chaos. And it's a lot harder than you think to make this organisational change. And so a lot of leaders reach out and say, what do we do? And that's where we can come in and help you to drive this through high levels of trust and high levels of support. Support doesn't mean, just give you what you want. Support is about supporting your success and the success of the organisation. So support can mean high levels of challenge. Support can also mean giving you a hand up. So it goes from those two extremes. And this auto-react example is because you've got 1 foot in one camp and 1 foot in the other camp. So you've got 1 foot in the old hierarchical structure and 1 foot on where you're going. And this creates a confusion. So how do you get out of it? Well, you have to stay true to your desired future. And that's why you need to be, as a leader, when you're into this agile, moving an organisation to agile, you need to really understand who you are and what you stand for. Because if you don't know that, you'll wobble. You have to be really true to yourself and understand what your core values are. You have to understand who you are, why you're doing this. You have to have a purpose, because that's the only thing that's going to get you through those dark nights when you actually hit doubt. You're going to be unsure, am I doing the right thing? Is this the right thing? Some of your leaders will be pushing back on you too. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in the journey.